Welcome to the video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at this bit of technology here. This is the Team Black Sheep Vendetta. It's a little FPV racer. Now the reason I'm holding the box like this is because I can't quite get it closed because it's very well packed. It's full of lots of goodies and we'll take them all out in a second and have a look at them. So somebody in the Team Black Sheep packing department is a master at playing Tetris. So what we're going to do is take all of these bits out. I want to give an overview in this video of the different parts of the model so you can see what it is and what it has in it. The reason that this is part of the Power Cube series of videos is the controller in here is the Power Cube, and we've already looked at that a number of videos, and it also includes a very similar on-screen display and video transmitter from the ones that we've already used in that series. So with a lot of the technology under the hood in this model, we've actually gone through how you set up, how you configure, how you use, how you do things like flash the firmware onto it. So we're not going to dwell too much on this. What I'm going to do in this video is we're going to take everything out of the box, let's have a look at the technology, point out a few of the cool things that the guys have done at TBS, and in the next video that follows this one, what we'll do is we'll actually go through and set it up, and we'll actually talk about how you use the on-screen display to configure the radio. So first of all, let's open the box and go through all the pieces that come in here. Now the first thing when you open the box is you find that there are loads of props. There's a full set and a full spare set as well. Now these are 5 by 4 inch tri-bladed props, so they're nice and small. Looks like you're going to get, with the motors on here, about 700 grams of thrust each. So this is going to be quite a quick little model. Next thing we get are 2 seats here. Team Black Sheep did something called a love seat, which is where you put your GoPro in, and they're designed so that you can not only fit a GoPro in here, but it's also designed to fit a Mobius as well. And we have 2 elevations depending on whether or not you fly really cranked over at crazy insane speed, or whether you're like me, which is a little bit less than that likes to have it cranked over. Now each of these are foam, so they provide a little bit of anti-vibration protection, and we'll show exactly where they fit in a minute. We have a couple of straps, both battery straps, and this very long one is for the front of the model that actually helps hold those cameras in on top of those little foam protectors. We have a bag of bits that includes a little bit of black plastic that is to go over the bottom of the arms when they snap in. Lots more straps for everything. We have a couple of straws that you can use to route your aerial antenna for your receiver. We have a Triumph transmitter aerial. Now these I've seen on a lot of other videos and they perform fantastically well. I'm a huge fan of the Fat Shark circular polarized versions. When the camera catches up with the focus, there we go, of the circular polarized versions of Fat Shark. But from the videos I've seen, these seem to perform fractionally better. So we've got some other ones here to go on the ground stations, and we'll fly it with these. But that's nice, it comes in the kit, and it's a quality aerial as well. Then we have the 2 arms. The 2 arms we'll have a look at in a second because they attach to the body using a really cute way. They're 2 individual pieces, and on here actually has written the instructions of exactly what you need to do in order for you to get it all working. There's only 3 steps and we'll go through those later on. Once you've got all that stuff, let's put all this out of the way. Last thing in the box here, apart from the stickers, is the actual body of the craft itself. Now it's 1 piece of carbon fibre that's been moulded, and it is absolutely beautiful the way it's been put together. So we're going to take the insides of it out in a second, but we have a 0-0 camera at the front. We've been playing with a 0-0 camera on one of our other machines, and it's a beautiful camera, works really well. You have an adjustment at the side here. I'll try and do it so you can pick that up the camera for the tilt. Then we have a buzzer and the Power Cube itself. The Power Cube is the same Power Cube that we've already looked at. Then behind that we have the on-screen display, and finally at the back we have the video transmission electronics, and that is the connector for the antenna. And then under that, hopefully you can see there's a ton of addressable LEDs at the back, so you can have the back of the craft lit up however your heart desires. XT60 at the top, and behind that are two little supports, so you can actually put those antenna straws in here and kind of heat shrink them down, and a couple of bits of rubber to support the battery. Now the battery gap here from just behind where those antenna supports are to the very back of the craft is about 104, 105 millimeters. It's about 36, 37 millimeters wide, so your maximum you're going to fit on this with a following wind is going to be something in the order of an 1800 full cell. It has to be a full cell for this. That is what the motors and props are designed for. Only other couple of things I'll point out on this before we move on and have a look at the actual arms are the connectors for things like the USB are all accessible here, so if you want to do things like change or flash anything on the power cube, you can. The arms themselves, as I said, are kind of two-piece. We'll actually take off one of the ends. I want to show you the motors. The motors in the kit are really nice. They're actually Cobra 2204 2300 kV motors. So as we said, with the props that we've got on here, they should provide a lot of thrust. Really nice motors. The really funky thing is the way that these actually connect into the bottom of the chassis. So rather than having to worry about cables, there's these little 3-pin plugs that are actually indexed as well, so you have to put them in the right way round. And these provide the connection from the ESCs that are here inside the body as part of the power cube out to the wires that then are underneath these little black covers here that go out to the motors. Now you can get replacement arms and replacement motors, and the way you put them in is that the arms go so they're pointing outwards, so you don't have them both pointing towards. You kind of have one going that way and one going the other, but to be honest it looks like you're going to struggle to get them the wrong way round with the way everything is indexed. You just grab one of those supports for the cameras. You can see that they're designed to fit here just above where the front 00 camera is. So if I grab hold of a Mobius and an action camera, so here's a GoPro, and we also have a Mobius here now as well. So let me just show you how these things fit, because they fit really nicely. The GoPro just fits exactly in there. So that version is going to give you a very cranked overview. You're going to have to be really tanking along in order for you to have anything but a picture of the sky. And then we have the shallower version that gives you a much less severe cranked overview of the world. I like the way they've included those as part of the kit. The other thing you can do, of course, is then it has kind of got these other recesses on it which do fit the back of a Mobius. So again, you can actually pop them on here and use that big strap to then secure it to the front. So that is a nice idea. Last thing we'll do is let's pop out these two screws at the side to take off the front cover, because once these two screws are undone, then you have access to all the electronics. It's a really neat system. So don't lose these little pieces. That would be bad. So now we have those two screws out the way. The front piece just lifts off, little Black Sheep logo on the bottom, and then you can actually pull the entire piece out the front of the chassis and it just rolls free. So there's that one piece carbon support. Again, it looks like that piece snaps off the back, but it doesn't. That's just like a cover for the LED. And here now we can get a better look at those electronics. So again, there's the 00 camera at the front. There is the power cube that we've already had a look at with a little buzzer at the front, which is great. That's going to help us find this in the long grass. The XT60 connector. Then we have the on-screen display, and there are the three buttons on the side that we've looked at in some of our other videos. that we can do things to set everything up. You have to be a little bit careful with this, is the model is expecting you to configure everything using the on-screen display to do the remote control calibration. If you're going to set this up and use clean flight directly onto the board like we have in our other videos, you're going to have to come in here and exit out the calibration in order to be able to arm it. We'll cover that more in the next video, but I just want to flag that to those of you that don't want to do everything through the on-screen display, who like clean flight, so you don't get caught out. Then coming back here, we have our video transmitter. There it is hidden away underneath. And the only other thing underneath then that we have is a single 3-wire cable. Now that's going up into the power cube, and that's our remote control connector. That's going to connect in either into a PPM or into an S-bus signal. So we're going to connect that up in the next video and we'll get that all working. We'll probably use one of the new really small receivers from FR Sky to do that, and then feed the air antennas up through this and then connect them onto there. The only other bits that you can see then are the LEDs at the back, and these connectors which are coming from the ESCs and then pointing down, which are going to plug into the arms. So stay with us for the next video where we're going to actually put this thing together. We'll add a receiver and bind it up, and then we'll configure everything and calibrate it, and then we'll take it out of the field and give it a fly. Thank you for taking the time to watch that video. There are lots of other videos on the channel and they're carefully ordered into playlists, so you may find that there are other videos on this same subject that you can go and watch. So I would recommend going into the playlist area of Painless 360 YouTube channel and looking around and seeing what there is. You never know what you might find. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and happy flying.